Good morning. My backdrop is gone. I took that blanket down. I'll miss it for a while, I think. But the plastics going to get rolled up as well. Summer is approaching. It's going to be in the 80s today. I don't need to separate the basement into two parts. Anyway, that's doesn't matter for what I'm going to say. I've been making claims about Roaring Spring being such a unique and special place. I have often said that I think Roaring Spring will become a mecca for tourists. Now, to many people, that probably sounds outrageous. I've just been at a meeting where there was a couple presenting grievances at the borough council, and they were very unhappy with Roaring Spring, and they're trying to get out of there for various reasons. And here I'm sitting there saying that it's incomparable as a town, but so many of the people don't realize it. Anyway, I'm going to back up my claim a little bit here for a few videos, because I've traveled a lot in my past, and I've always, when I could, pursued villages or towns, places that were dramatically beautiful in terms of mountains and water. Switzerland, for example, Portugal, Peru. And I'm going to mention some. The two that I want to start with. I want to compare Roaring Spring to a little town village in Portugal called Piodao. Piodao. I'll spell it P-I-O with an accent over it, D-A-O with a cedilla, I think it's called, over the A-O. And you probably can't say that. The down is like saying down without the N, down. You can say it, you just have to make a point to do it. Piodao in Portugal. I've never been there. I was within a few miles of it when I was traveling with a German couple, the Hawklings, and we had such a long day, and we were so far from where our hotel was that night that we just decided it had been beautiful enough and we probably better head back to the city. So I was close, but I really wanted to get to it. I thought it was considered a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. It is not. But it is considered a historic protected site by the government of Portugal. And why I think of it, it is certainly beautiful in a different way, quite a different way from Roaring Spring. Well, in some ways, in a similar way. But European, tiny little streets, stone buildings. And I'll obviously give you a link so you can see it. But why I think about that is because when Roaring Spring becomes the tourist mecca that I predict it will be, where would the tourists stay? Maybe in rooms locally. I mean, there are a few attempts at making bed and breakfast, and they could stay there. I mean, the whole town could become a bunch of bed and breakfast, I guess. But a lot of people want a hotel. Well, if you build a hotel in the middle of Roaring Spring, it would completely spoil it. Whatever they do with the paper mill site, former paper mill site, has some chance of spoiling it too. But Roaring Spring can survive that. But if they put a big hotel there, that would work, but I haven't heard any talk about doing that. What they did in Piodao is they put a big hotel out of sight, up over the low mountain, up over the hill really, on the other side of the hill, because you can't drive in Piodao with a regular car anyway. You can drive to the center of it where the church is, but that's it. All the streets are too narrow. But there is a big new hotel, not within walking distance quite, well, yeah, within hiking distance, and that was their solution. And I think Roaring Spring could do something similar. You take for example, the Rite Aid, I think, Rite Aid pharmacy that just closed down within the last couple of years. And that site is up over and out of sight from Roaring Spring, and right there on that site you could build a plenty big hotel. And of course there is a hospital further away. So that's why I think of them together. I recommend that you go, if you have Google Earth on your computer. I'll show you what to put down, and you could zoom down there and take a look all around Piodao. The other one I have been to, and I always think of the two together. It's in Switzerland, Soglio, a tiny village that my wife and I just stumbled across when we were driving. We saw a sign, Soglio this way, and we were down in the valley, and we thought, well, let's go up and see what it looks like up there. It blew us away. Again, a very small village. Now it has a hotel somewhat out. Its situation is a little bit different. It also is not considered a World Heritage Site by UNESCO, but it is widely recognized as a village that deserves protecting. And I'm going to give, and the thing about it is where it's set. Especially if you walk out of the village just a little bit, the mountains behind it are the Alps. I mean, Roaring Spring does have a mountains right around it, but you can't compare with the Alps. So that's Soglio, and I'll give you a link for that too, so you can go do a little traveling in Portugal and Switzerland at my recommendation. And as a comparison to what I believe Roaring Spring can be, I don't see it ever being a World Heritage Site recognized by UNESCO. Probably not. But I think that many tourists are going to realize that borough, that village, is worth going to and spending some time in. Bye for now.